Hello, my friends. Assalamu alaikum. Let's talk about Satan today. I mean, how he succeeds in attacking us. So let's begin. My friends, Satan strikes us or attacks us when we forget Allah. This is the fundamental point we need to remember. Now let's continue. According to Quran, Satan is always looking for opportunities to misguide us. One of his primary tactics is to slip into our hearts and minds when we neglect the remembrance of Allah. My friends, this is a very important point. Now, let's see how the Quran explains this concept along with verses that highlights its importance. Point number 1. Satan's goal is to make us forget Allah. In chapter 58, verse 19, Quran states, Satan has overtaken or overcome them, so he has made them forget the remembrance of Allah. They are the party of Satan. Verily, it is the party of Satan that will be the losers. My friends, it is very clear from this verse that forgetting Allah opens the door for Satan to influence us. My friends, by keeping busy with worldly distractions and neglecting to remember Allah, we create a gap that Satan quickly exploits, and thereby steering us away from obedience to Allah. Point number 2. Constant remembrance of Allah protects us from the attacks of Satan. My friends, in chapter 7, verse 201, Quran states, Verily, those who are al-muttaqun, that is pious, when an evil thought comes to them from Satan, they remember Allah, and indeed, they then see clearly. My friends, in this verse, Quran tells us that those who are mindful of Allah are able to recognize and repel Satan's whispers or waswasa. The moment they sense a negative thought or temptation, they immediately turn back to Allah, seeking His help and protection. My friends, this instant return to remembrance of Allah prevents Satan's whisper from taking root in their hearts. Point number 3. Seeking refuge in Allah. My friends, in chapter 41, verse 36, Quran states, And if there comes to you from Satan an evil suggestion, then seek refuge in Allah. Indeed, He is the hearing, the knowing. My friends, whenever we feel a surge of anger, jealousy, or any negative emotion that might lead to sin, the Quran instructs us to seek Allah's protection. My friends, by saying A'udhu Billah, which means I seek refuge in Allah, we acknowledge our weakness and rely on Allah's power, and thereby effectively blocking Satan's attempts to derail us. My friends, this is very important to understand. Point number 4. Satan is our clear enemy. My friends, in chapter 2, verse 208, Quran states, O believers, submit yourselves to the will of God wholeheartedly or completely. Do not follow the footsteps of Satan. He is your sworn enemy or clear enemy or open enemy. My friends, the Quran repeatedly calls Satan our open or clear enemy, emphasizing that he will not stop trying to misguide us. Knowing this should motivate us to stay vigilant through steady remembrance of Allah, that is, through prayers, reading the Quran, and reflecting on the signs of Allah. Point number 5. My friends, we must adopt some practical ways to keep Satan away. For instance, regular zikr or remembrance of Allah. For instance, we can use short phrases like Subhanallah, glory be to Allah. We can say Alhamdulillah, praise be to Allah, and Allahu Akbar, Allah is the greatest. By using these short phrases throughout the day, we stay connected with Allah. This is very important, my friends. Another practical step, daily regular 5 prayers and Quran recitation. My friends, if we observe 5 daily prayers on time and read Quran regularly, this will keep us away from the Satan's attacks. Number 3, we should seek forgiveness all the time. Whenever we remember God, saying Astaghfirullah is a great way of seeking forgiveness. It means I seek Allah's forgiveness. My friends, this cleans our heart and mind and mends any slips caused by Satan's influence. One more practical step, that is, we must live in righteous company. My friends, surrounding ourselves with friends who also remember Allah helps us stay mindful and strengthens our collective resistance to Satan's whispers or waswasa. I hope that is clear. My friends, in conclusion, I would say that whenever we lose focus on Allah, Satan seizes the moment to drag us away from the straight path. But the Quran assures us that by remembering Allah constantly, seeking His refuge, and staying mindful of our intentions, we can stay away from Satan's influence. In essence, the more we remember Allah, the less room Satan has to operate. My friends, let's not forget that remembrance of Allah brings peace, guidance, and true success in both this life and the hereafter. Thank you for listening, my friends. Assalamu alaikum.